Alright, here we have a question that was submitted by a student. So we have to find the least common denominator between these two. So in order to be able to find the least common denominator, we need to be able to see it as its factors. So we're going to have to fully factor both of these denominators first. So let's look at this first one here. The 4q squared plus 11q minus 3. And let's see if we can factor that down. I think normally whenever we factor these with the number in front of the squared term, normally we do the product sum method. But this one actually is not going to be too bad just to use trial and error. Because 4q squared we can break up into 4q times q, and 3 can only be 3 and 1. Now the reason that I said this one is not too bad is because isn't 4 times 3 12, which is only 1 off from where we need to be in the middle? So I'm going to put the 3 here and the 1 here. Now I will get a positive 11 in the middle if I have a positive 12 and a negative 1. So this is how this factors. Now let's look at the second denominator. Here we have q's in common, and we actually have a q to the 5th in common. So I'm going to factor out a q to the 5th, which will leave us with q plus 3. Now remember, you can always double check yourself by multiplying back through to make sure that you get your denominator back again. Now, when we find the least common denominator, we have to take what they have in common first, which in this case is a q plus 3. So now we've accounted for our q plus 3. We also have to take everything else that's left. So we have to account for the 4q minus 1, and we also have to account for the q to the 5th. Now generally, whenever we're writing LCDs, or anything for that matter, our monomial goes first. So I would write it as q to the 5th times q plus 3 times 4q minus 1. Now let's see if that is the exact answer that they have in my math lab here. So let's go back to our screen. I'm going to put in q raised to the 5th, and then parenthesis 4q minus 1, close that parenthesis, open another one, q plus 3, and close the parenthesis. Now it doesn't really matter what order that you put them in, remember, because when you're multiplying things together, you can multiply in any order you want to. So if yours is in a different order than that, it should be fine, but generally we like to put the monomial term always first. Now let's check that and see. Absolutely, this is exactly the way we do it.